So much. We're going to run through some of the other results now, and we'll start with the state Senate race in District 23 between Brenton Awa and Ben Shaver. This is as tight as it gets.
It is as close as it gets, 8 votes. And with the heavy vote at Kapolei not included in this printout, that could change pretty quickly.
Next up, Senate District 22.
This is also very close, probably too close to call. You can see it's about a 280 vote difference between Samantha DeCourt and Cedric Gates. Samantha DeCourt, the Republican, Cedric Gates, the former House member. Too close to call there, given the number of votes out at Kapolei, but it doesn't look good for Cedric Gates.
Right. Kahaloa versus Madison in the House District 6. This is on the Big Island.
This is what we thought might be close, just because we were looking at the west side of the Big Island as potentially big Republican turnout. But like most of the incumbents, they're doing fine. And most incumbents in this race, you'll see, do just fine. If we can move on.
Back on Oahu, House District 20, Tina Grandinetti, the former staffer at the State House, appears to be heading back there as a full-fledged legislator.
Absolutely. Another incumbent doing just fine.
And in House number 29, Hussey versus Ka'apu.
This was an open seat, and Ikaika Hussey, environmental activist, has done very well there. Again, another Democrat holds the seat.
In the Kalihi area, I believe.
Kalihi, yes.
House District 30, also on Oahu, Templo versus Azinga.
Another one was we thought might be an issue, but it looks like Shirley Templo's done fine.
In House District 32, Ayu versus Shimizu.
Super close. Yeah, Mike Ayu got some bad publicity for some address shenanigans, and his job as a construction executive at NAN Inc. And he's also the son of Donna Kim, the state senator. The fact that he still lives at home with his mom, maybe that was an issue, but it's very close, too close to call.
And Garner Shimizu might benefit from the votes counted today, as the GOP tended to come out more on this final day to vote in person.
Could be.
House District 41, Clark versus Alcos.
This is one of the freshmen.
Pardon me, I skipped ahead. Let's go to Pierick versus Rosenlee, House District 39. Rosenlee, of course, the former HSTA union leader, and Pierick, the incumbent.
Once again, this is one that we could call. Elijah Pierick was the most extreme of the conservative Republicans, only in the House for 2 years. And Corey Rosenlee, the former HSTA union leader, campaigned very, very hard this time, and looks like he's going to win that seat back.
Right. I mean, 6% is a lot in terms of voting differences, but considering we don't really know how many Republicans voted today, we'll wait and see on this one.
And
tomorrow.
again, that's the Kapolei area with lots of walk-ins.
Mm-hmm. House District 41, again, Clark versus Alcos.
Alcos is holding that seat. John Clark, a newcomer to politics, apparently couldn't build enough of a campaign there. So David Alcos, a Republican, keeps his seat.
House District 42, Garcia versus Paris.
No problem for Diamond Garcia there. Anthony Paris is a good candidate, but Diamond is very popular out there.
House District 45, DeSoto versus Muraoka.
This is very close. As you can see, it's within a couple hundred votes, or close to a couple hundred votes. The Democrat holding that seat, I'm kind of surprised, but you know, looks like she's going to hold it, but, you know, we'll see. That Kapolei area, crazy.
Switching to the Senate in District 6, an interesting race between McKelvey and Walker.
Yeah, no problem for Angus McKelvey. Once again, we thought that the west side of Maui, with the disruption of the Lahaina fire, could put incumbents in trouble. Apparently not.
House District 7, Lowen versus Dollhouse.
Once again, we were looking at the west side of the Big Island, and Nicole Lowen has held up just fine.
House District 12, Yamashita versus Johnson.
Kyle Yamashita was a pretty controversial head of the Finance Committee, but it looks like he's going to hold that without a big problem.
And House District 40, Martinez, Oda, and Ulufanua.
This one is very close. Rose Martinez is the Democratic incumbent. As you can see, she's, you know, less than 100 votes ahead of Julie Reyes Oda, a Republican. Eva is shifting Republican, and you can see that happening. So we'll see how that one turns. That one really could turn by the next printout.
In House District 50, Lee versus Connolly.
Michael Lee, this was an open seat. Michael Lee beat the incumbent in the Democratic primary, and he did really well in the general.
Let's switch now to some of the charter amendments in the statewide constitution. The same-sex marriage amendment passes easily here. This is the one that basically takes the legislature out of the equation and affirms Hawaii's right to same-sex marriage.
Right. I want to just double-check the blank votes in that one, but I'm pretty sure that it's enough to get to at least the 51%.
There was also a rather long and confusing question on there about judges, and I know, Daryl, you know how to translate this for us.
To keep it simple, this was just a streamlining of the judges' process for district court judges, so it might save us a couple of legislative special sessions down the line, but it's basically just streamlining.
At the city level, we had a question about the ocean safety, getting a commission to help decide who is the chief of the lifeguards, and this is passing.
Yep. I mean, I guess people don't mind having lots of commissions.
And another big one was the council pay raises. They're going to cap it at 5% per year, and the council doesn't get to vote on their own
The
raises.
voters have spoken on this one. They really, really, really didn't like what the council and the salary commission did.
We have a few Office of Hawaiian Affairs races we're following. Kali'i Akina gonna
Incumbents did fine there at OHA.
We can switch that. There you go. There is the vote totals there. Le'ahu Isa, not this time. The Molokai at large.
Also, the incumbent held up there. We popped back there for Le'ahu Isa. She was a former OHA, tried to get back in, she did not. Danahuna is also holding his seat.
And yeah, we're jumping ahead now. If we can show the Danahuna.
Right.
Go ahead. There we go. There are the numbers for the Kauai trustee, Danahuna, in place there. And so we have just run through our hot races. I think we point out again at this point, Daryl, that the close races involving Republicans could end up switching tomorrow based on the Republicans making a strong in-person showing today.
If we assume that that happened, yeah. And then there's going to be maybe 15, 20,000 votes in the subsequent printouts. So 8 votes is peanuts.
Yeah.